want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Don't label us left or right. We are American. Not looking for a war, but we came to fight. We are American. Somebody's gotta stand up. Stand up. Somebody's gotta do what's right. We're rising cause we're fed up. Got our house in order and got yours inside. I am American. That's what I am. It's what I think and what I do. I am American. That's what I am. And I bleed red, white, and blue.
Alrighty, back here at Super Dave Show. It is Tuesday, December 8th. Getting closer and closer to Christmas. Aren't you excited? You know, I'm not as excited as I used to be. When I was younger, it was fun, but, you know, no kids at home, nothing to worry about, and frankly, I'll leave that to my kids and grandkids. How's that? But anyway, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Well, no election. We don't know what's going to happen yet. We're still going to do everything we can to make sure that we have President Trump in there on Inauguration Day, if it even happens by then. You know, people think all those dates are etched in stone, and they're not, because if there are problems, they don't have to do anything. I mean, the people out there, you know, for some reason, they think that this is gonna stop, and you know, like I keep hearing about the day the electors go and all that stuff. But if they don't have the electors there, it's not going to happen. Good morning there, Charlie and Carl and Doug, and I can't see a lot of people. I can only see the ones who do that. I don't know why. Other people can see who's logged in, but I can't. Isn't that weird? So anyway, I just and by the way, thanks, Nikki. I had a little problem getting started here, and she was there. Good for you. Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that. Anyway, these dates aren't etched in stone, and I one of my Facebook friends yesterday, and I didn't see it until this morning, mentioned about something that happened yesterday. Let me see here. Something that happened yesterday, and it was really interesting because Tucker Carlson, you know, sometimes when you watch these guys, you can't just you just can't count it every single day, because there's some days when they're saying things and they're saying things to get a rise out of people, and conservatives are just so touchy sometimes. Linda and I talked about it once that, you know, Tucker Carlson didn't say something the way they thought he should say it, and that's it. But I think, you know, let's not be throwing these people out every chance we get. I do believe, you know, because I heard about Hannity and I heard about Tucker Carlson, and I don't like what he said. Well, you know, sometimes the facts are there, and sometimes I think people misunderstand it. And I'll give you, for instance, they'll say, well, not only, yeah, I saw that. Not only are we, you know, we're trying to get changes in Georgia and the rest of them, but there's no evidence. And he's saying that in regards to the fact that that's what the courts are saying. And people automatically think he's saying it. So I just wish people would slow down. It's all good. And everything's going to be fine. You know, Tucker Carlson is not against us. You know, Fox News is, you know, Fox News itself, but their money is really in those three shows, you know, in Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and I haven't watched Laura Ingraham in a while, but that's their main lineup, and that's it. And I think a lot of people have given up way too quickly. But I did see a little bit of Tucker through one of the connections I have here, and he had something really interesting. I'm not going to play it, but he had something really interesting that everybody needs to think about. There was a speech by a Chinese guy in front of a bunch of Chinese people, and they're all wearing masks inside. By the way, no social distancing. They're all sitting there with a mask on. I mean, I looked at that and I think, is that what we really want to look like? I mean, it's really amazing. Maybe that's what Biden's thinking. But anyway, back to what the Chinese guy was saying. He's saying, we have the highest connections in the United States, and we had them until Donald Trump took over. Now, Donald Trump did something that a lot of people never thought can happen, and it did. And he actually did something that the Democrat Party, who claims to be supporting the people, is nothing but a bald-faced lie. And what I mean by that is the Chinese said that they were working with the people with the BD family, the Biden family, and they were working with them because they had great connections and they got what they wanted. And that was with Wall Street too. Because I want to tell you something. There's a show I watched, and I don't watch as much as I used to, but it's a show I used to watch. It was called Shark Tank. And if you watch these guys on there, these are the multi-millionaires, billionaires, whatever, and they always want to do something with Russia. Not every one of them, but most of them do. And they go, well, we can do better. I'm not Russia, China. We can make you a much better deal. We can go ahead and buy what you have and invest in what you have. But we don't want basically this is what they're saying. We don't want this to happen in the United States. Oh, they can bring it back. But we'll take it to China. They'll make it for pennies on the dollar because their people don't make any money. We'll do, because they're a communist country. We'll do it for pennies on the dollar. So why, we have a media now. Well, it's a corporate media, and the corporate media works with, what happened to that? Somebody had a long response and it was deleted. I guess they deleted it. But anyway, just right there, you could tell the Biden family has been working with the Chinese for a while, behind the scenes, and the Chinese were working with this Russian collusion crap because let's not kid anybody. Do you want to see how easily the American people are manipulated? Go to the stores and look at all the masks. That, to me, is how easy the American voters are manipulated. And a lot of them call themselves Republicans, and that's why, for me, I tell people, stop being so damn nice to the Democrat Party. All right, fine, you got to go to work, and I get it. You got to have a job. Depends who you are, though. And there's a reason why I'm saying that. But the bottom line is with all this that we have a lot of people who are dependent on jobs, and the Democrat Party, look at this, the Democrat Party is more interested in ruining small businesses left and right. It does not make a difference. They are ruined. I saw the other day where over 11,000 small businesses in Illinois are gone. They're kaput. But Walmart and the rest of them will be glad to take their place. Don't think this isn't by design. Of course it is. New York City. I understand, this is what I was told, 25%, and it's getting to be higher, 25% of small business is gone. And we're worried about a bunch of 80-year-olds that may die of a virus that they're going to die of anyway, of something else. I'm sorry, the cure, and it's not a cure, but the cure that they talk about, honest to God, is killing us. You talk about killing us. It is killing us. It is unbelievable. And we are allowing this to happen. I want to play, I didn't get to play yesterday. I got everything working really well, I think. And I want to play this this woman in, now she's been on some other things now, I know, but I got to tell you something. When I do this show, I wear my heart on my sleeve with some of this stuff because I watch what happens with these people, and they are just totally disregarded. They're totally disregarded because get over it. Get over it. Now, I don't know if some people have seen this, but I want to play this on purpose because of the video involved. So let me set this up real quick. Let me set this up. Wow, that's weird. Okay, let me bring this up here. And this woman was forced to close her business. Okay, now it's the pineapple. Well, you'll see right here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and play this. So let's go ahead and get this going. Here we go.
So this is my place, the Pineapple Hill Grill and Saloon. If you go to my page, you can see all the work I did for outdoor dining, for tables being 7 feet apart. And I come in today because I'm organizing a protest, and I came in to get stuff for that. And I walk into my parking lot, and obviously Mayor Garcetti has approved this. Has approved this being set up for
Look at that.
this being set up for a movie company. I'm losing everything. Everything I own is being taken away from me. And they set up a movie company right next to my outdoor patio, which is right over here. And people wonder why I'm protesting and why I have had enough. They have not given us money and they have shut us down. We cannot survive. My staff cannot survive. Look at this. Tell me that this is dangerous, but right next to me as a slap in my face, that's safe. This is safe. 50 feet away. This is dangerous. Mayor Garcetti and Gavin Newsom is responsible for every single person that doesn't have unemployment, that does not have a job, and all the businesses that are going under. And we need your help. We need somebody to do something about this.
If that doesn't break your heart, there's something wrong with you. That hurts. Even when I watch that, it hurts beyond belief, plus the fact it infuriates me at the same time. And we are allowing this to happen. So my question is, why are we allowing this to happen? Why? I'm sorry, I want to make the adjustments here because I don't mean to be so hot. Why are we allowing this to happen? That's my bottom line. Why? Sorry, here. Look at this right. What is that? Okay, anyway, why are we allowing this to happen? You know, when we sit back and do nothing, this is why I'm sick of this. This is, now, okay, a lot of you people don't live in Los Angeles, and it's out of sight, out of mind. That is, you saw what they did. This is socialism. You close your place, you do what we say, but these other people, they have special. I'm sorry. If this doesn't break your heart, if this doesn't infuriate you, there is something wrong with you. Having our elections stolen, if this doesn't infuriate you and piss you off, just make you so mad that you can scream, there's something wrong with you. I'm telling you, I watch this, and it breaks my heart. It really does break my heart. I gotta see if this is. I really don't know how people can even allow this to happen. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. And we have allowed this to happen. Yeah, they're building tiny homes for homelessness. You're right. You know what? I'm going to have to make a couple changes here real quick because, oh, okay, this is not on my page. So let me make a couple changes while I'm talking here. This is just way too much for me. I mean, for me, I am infuriated beyond belief. I am. I'm infuriated. Why in the world would we allow this to happen in our own country? Why would we, honestly, say, well, those people make it through? You know, and if you notice, and I'll get to some other things too, if you notice, there are people out there that are just saying, well, they'll make it through. They just say those words, and this is what I've told people forever. Well, they'll get through it. It'll be all right. Somebody will help them. There was a clown on, let me finish a couple things here, Brooke. There was a clown on Saturday Night Live who was giving grief to those of us that are upset by this. Let me find a story here. This is, my friends, if we allow this to happen, it's us. And it is us. It's St. Louis County. We see it right there. We see it right there. And these jackasses who say, this is what gets me the most. The Democrats who say they care so much about everybody else are sitting fat and happy. These elitists are sitting fat and happy. Every damn one of them. They still get theirs. When they shut, here's what gets me. When they shut those businesses down in St. Louis County, every person involved in everything there is still getting paid. But the people with the business are left holding the bag. You got to pay your mortgage. You got to pay all this other stuff. I'm sorry. Every citizen, if they're going to do that to this, that every citizen out there, regardless of who you are, and especially those that are pushing this, I want you to drop your salary for a while. Well, you're right. Those taxes are really rents. Yeah, you're right. Those taxes are really rents. Don't pay them, and the county will come and take your property. Tell you what, don't pay taxes on your house. Don't pay taxes on your house for a year because you're mad. And guess what? Those same paid employees, because let's say, for instance, you have a business and you can't pay taxes anymore. Say, well, I lost my business. I lost, I'm in my home. I can't hardly make it. I can barely pay for groceries. And they say, well, if you can't pay your taxes, we're going to take it. Because, the myth by all means, and Jim, you're right about this, the myth by all means is you own that property. No. Look, this is news for every homeowner out there. You do not own your property. Yes, I do. I got a title to it. No. If you don't pay your taxes, guess who owns it? Ultimately, the ownership, when you first got your house, most people went ahead and they bought their house and they owed the bank. And the bank owned it until they got to a point to where it was a situation where they just said, the loan's paid for, I own the house. You never really own the house. People better understand that. Really, I don't think they get it. Yeah, the county will take your land if they believe they have a much better use for it than you. Yeah, they do it by eminent domain and all kinds of things. And they do all kinds of things, but they still get paid. So you have these overpaid jackasses in government, and they continue to take your stuff. They say, you can't make a living. That woman, I'm telling you what, that woman broke my heart. I just so bad. And you look at those really nice tents in the movie company, they got to do what they wanted. Where's this jackass on Saturday Night Live? Some young idiot. Let me see here. I want to go by what he says here. SNL star mocks Americans as babies for protesting business destroying lockdowns. He makes, $318,000 a year, I think I read somewhere here. But he's just saying get over it. You see any money stopping from him? Look, okay, let's go with every one. In St. Louis County, is Sam Page still getting paid? You're damn right he is. Are all these county employees getting paid? Yes, by your money, by the way. They're going to shut you down, and then they say, not only am I going to shut you down, but you got to pay us. And you're going to sit on your happy ass and say, well, it doesn't affect me. It affects you. You know, I'll tell you what, I was doing radio in Springfield back in 2009. And if this is you, don't talk to me. I'm just so mad right now. I could slug you. I will never forget. I was trying to buy a radio station when I was down in Springfield. And I was talking to some of the people that had money down there because I couldn't afford it by myself. And I was trying to talk to people down there. And one gentleman said, I'm very interested. He said, give me a week or two to think about it. So I went back in a couple weeks. Now, this is in 2009 when people were losing their homes. And this Republican, God, it makes me sick just to think about it. This Republican, I go back to him, he says, well, Dave, he says, I would love to do that. But he goes, right now, people are losing their homes, and I'm buying them for a song. I was like dumbfounded. I said, so you're buying their homes? He goes, yeah. He says, I buy them for practically nothing. A $200,000 home I could buy for $75,000 right now. He goes, it's a great investment for me. He was investing on other people's miseries. And I was livid. I thought, you slimy bastard. That's exactly what I thought. And I remember mentioning this on the air. I didn't mention him in particular. I should have. That's back when I worked for a station. You couldn't do that. That's why I can do it here. But I remember when it happened. And I remember talking to a real estate agent. And she said, Dave, I got to tell you something that's really embarrassing as a real estate agent. You would be surprised how many people have called me and said, hey, when these people get to the point they're losing their homes and it's going up, let me know so I can buy it. Made me ill. Because I'm thinking, instead of you people out there, and a lot of them had the money, they could just buy the home outright. Instead of having the money and helping these people in their own neighborhoods, instead of helping them, what are they doing? They're trolling. They're trolling for a deal. They're going to lose it anyway. Maybe I'll run it back to them and that'll help them out. Really? They're going to lose $30,000, $50,000 in their house because they lost their job, and you're going to help them? And I guarantee you're not going by what you're doing, you're not going to do it for nothing. And believe me, they weren't. I don't want Republicans like that in real Republicans. I don't. It sucks. It sucks. Those are not human beings in my life that I want to be associated with. I don't want there's not a person on this planet could look at me and say, well, but it was really, the best thing that could happen because I really made a lot of money off of it. Get out of my face. I don't even want to talk to you. You are a slimy jackass, and I don't want to talk to you. I'm sorry. I am just furious because when I watch people lose their livelihoods, this is, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to spend a minute here talking to the slime that we have running our county because that's what it is. Dennis Gannon, look, if you are not standing up for those business owners that are paying your salary, then I hope your business goes down. You know what we'll do? If we have this happen, we're talking about protest. Let's go out to the Quality Inn in Festus, which is what they own, the family owns, and let's go out there and protest them for a while. Let's go to these places where they own it because they're getting money. Hey, let's do it. Let's protest them and say, these are the slime that, and that's what it is. So hopefully we don't have to do that, Dennis. Look, I am hard with my words because I don't like it when I see my fellow citizens lose their livelihoods. That hurts me beyond belief. And it should hurt you. And Kelly Vollmer, and Dennis Gannon, let me go a step farther. You should be calling out Kelly Vollmer saying, we are not going to allow our citizens to die. We are not going to do it. This is, I don't care how cold it is. I'll go out there. I really don't care. Because I'll tell you what, if we can stay in the rain, we'll stay in the cold. But we'll get out there and we'll protest you, and we'll make sure the media comes out there and say, yeah, Dennis Gannon's still getting his money from his hotel here. But we're going to make sure that people wish they never came here. I mean, I'm telling you, we have to do something. If we just sit by and let this happen, we deserve everything coming our way. So, Dennis, you better be talking. And let me go a step farther here. There are councilmen in my county, and I want them to be talking to Kelly Vollmer. Don't tell me you don't have any pull. Of course you do. I want you to be talking to her saying, we are not going to support you. We're going to come after you like you've never seen before. Because you're supposed to support all the taxpayers. And by the way, it's bad enough, and oh boy, am I right about this? It's bad enough in Jefferson County. We don't have squat for business to begin with. Oh, we got some retail. We have basically nothing else. And you're going to go ahead and trash those businesses so you can get more CARES money? So you can look like you really care more? Grow a couple, will ya? I'll have more respect for you if you do it. But this is for everyone. This is for Renee Reuter and Charlie Grodicke and Tracy, what's her face? I can't think of her name. All you people, Jim Terry, everybody. You need to talk to the health department and Dennis Gannon and say, we are not going to do this to our fellow citizens. And I want to hear about it. I want to call from you guys, say, hey, Dave, I did call them. Because if you're not going, I'm telling you, that's your job. You are there supposed to represent the people. And you have to do that. Yeah, Brian Haskins has his storage. We need to go there and protest his business. You're right. He needs to, Brian, it's going to get back to you. Brian, you need to talk to him. You need to go ahead and talk to Kelly Vollmer. You need to talk to Dennis Gannon and everybody else and say, this isn't going to happen. At the next, tell you what, and we'll know who you are in the next meeting you have. In the next meeting, we're going to hear about it. And we better hear you there saying, we are going to make a proclamation here that they need to stop that. Now, I know this isn't in your area, so don't freak out here. But this is happening everywhere. And for your county, for your city, you need to be doing the same thing. If they're talking lockdown, you need to be getting off your butts and going down there and protesting. Somebody contacted me and said, Dave, can you tell me how to protest? Well, I'm going to tell you how to protest. Get a bunch of people together, get some signs, get a bullhorn or two, and go to the places that mean the most, where it has the most effect. I mean, no offense, it's not rocket science. It's not like I do anything special. But, there's plenty of people out there with big mouths like mine that'll go there and do it. But we have to go. If we don't go after the people making these decisions, we aren't doing our job. And I can tell you right now, I can name a handful of people that I can call in a minute's notice and say, this is where we're going. And you know what? They love our country so much that they're willing to take time off of work. And I don't expect this from everybody, but they take time off of work to say, no, we're going there. We are going to, because we care about it. And so everybody there has to do this. If you are not being affected by it and you're sitting by going, well, I got my job and that's it, and you're sitting back doing nothing, shame on you. Shame on you. I mean, I'm just beyond belief that we are going to, allow this to happen. We have to fight for what we believe in. We do. So, as far as I'm concerned, everybody has to start getting out there and doing what we got to do. When I saw that SNL guy, it just, he's getting 300 some odd thousand, was it? I forgot how much he was making there, but he was making all this money. And you know what? They couldn't care less because they're getting money. We have some, we had some friends. We don't have any more, but we had some friends that honestly had the same deal. I'm getting my pension, I'm getting my Social Security. That business just has to close down for a while. Are you going to help support them? Well, no, they'll be fine. I'm sure the government will take care of them. I've seen this way too much. You want to see how well the government takes care of them? What about the woman there? The government in Los Angeles looks at her and says, you got to shut down or we're going to pull your license if you ever open up again. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to open up. And you know what? Right away, the city workers, this is why I have problems with city workers too. If you are involved in closing these things down, and you're just as bad. You really are. I realize there are laws and stuff, but you know what? Have some guts. Police officers, you're the ones that I want to go after. If you're a police officer and your commander says, look, I need you to go there and assist these people to close this place down, I want to know their names. I'm telling you, if you know of a police officer's name that assisted somebody, I want to say their name on the air here because I want to embarrass them. As a former police officer myself, I am literally embarrassed by anybody that does that. And if you're a commander that has told your people, told one of your officers to go there and assist, you are just as bad. I know one thing in the county of Jefferson County. I'm going to give some huge kudos to our sheriff that said, I am not getting involved. There are a few of them out there in L.A., in Orange County. The sheriff says that I'm not going to do it. Not L.A. area, California there. They said, we're not going to do it. Kudos to those sheriffs. But when you got these loser political whores of chiefs, and there's plenty of them out there. We have one in St. Louis City. Obviously, we got one in St. Louis County now who go out and do this stuff. I'm sorry. It's real easy. It really is real easy. Whoever the new chief is, got to have a woman in there. And I don't care if it's a woman in there, but you know what? Have some guts. And tell Sam Page, and say, I'm not sending my officers out there to close anything down. If you want to fire me, do it. Have some guts. Oh, I don't want to get fired. I'm chief now, and I'm making really good money. You know what? Then you're just as bad as the rest of them. I have no respect for coppers that do that. I really don't. And, today, I am more mad today than I've been in a while because when I watch all these business people lose their livelihoods because we may save a few lives. That's the bullshit they're coming up with. You are a Democrat. I'm telling you, if you are wearing a mask on purpose, not because if your job says you have to have one, okay. But if you're going to the stores, I don't care if the store says that. If the store says it, you say, you know what? I'm just not going to shop here. You know what? Why is it that I have to give in all the time? Why is it other people can't join in? I know some do. Well, I'm a member of Costco, so I really like their stuff. I like their stuff too. But right now, they are mass Nazis. And I don't participate in dealing with mass Nazis. I don't do it. If I go, I don't get it. I really don't. But it's more important when we get our stuff than it is to stand up for integrity? Come on. Because remember this too. When you have corporate America in on this, and corporate America, by the way, you say you're a Trump fan. I'm going to get to you eventually here. You say you're a Trump fan. Corporate America, not all, a major part of corporate America is working against President Trump. They are in on this. And you're so gutless, you're going, well, I got to get my stuff from Costco. You know what? There's a few things at Costco I can't get anymore, and I don't care. I'll live without them. Because they didn't want my business. That was it. I don't care. I don't understand how people can stand around and watch their neighbors who have, you know what? And this is something else too. I want you, when you have a baseball team, when your kids have a baseball team, I want you to go to Walmart and ask them to sponsor your team. Not going to happen. I want you to go to McDonald's and tell them to sponsor your team. Not going to happen. You know where you go? To the same small businesses that they are shutting down. So when you want something, you know, one hand washes the other. You know, I have a small business. I don't go into places that tell me I have to wear a mask. I just don't do it. I don't care. I don't need their business. But you got to make a living, Dave. There's all kinds of other ones out there. I don't care. And for some of you people know, I stopped a job in the middle because they changed directions and said, you have to wear a mask from right now on. I walked off the job and said, kiss my rear. Not going to happen. I didn't care. Have some integrity, folks. Have some guts. I understand if your job is like that. But, you know, stop going into places. First off, when you go into Walmart or other places, I'm telling you right now, a lot of places, that's where you got to go. I get it. Walmart is not doing anything. Home Depot, those places aren't doing anything. I do go to small businesses. I go to every place. But I don't go into businesses that are walking in line with the Democrat Party. And here we have a president who has worked hard. And I feel like I've worked hard to defend what he was doing with changing the trade deals, making the trade deals fair for all Americans instead of Wall Street, instead of elitist Americans. You know, the Democrat Party is the biggest farce on the planet, by the way, along with establishment Republicans. The establishment Republicans are just as bad. And by the way, just so you know, I started working on it yesterday. I'm not a website guy. I started yesterday. We actually have a website. Nothing on there yet. It just comes up. That's it. But it's realrepublicans.net. And I can tell you right now, I tried to get realrepublicans.com and org and ever. Couldn't get it because somebody already took it. And I know why, because my big mouth was out there talking. I didn't go for the website yet. But at least I did get realrepublicans.net. So I'm hoping by the weekend at least have a start on some of this. And then as we get going, we'll have a person that really knows what they're doing. So, that just so people know, that's where we are with this. If you go there, you're not going to see much right now anyway. Just, hey, we're the new home, Real Republicans, and that's it. But we will do something. And if you are a website designer, you can become my best friend. An infrastructure bill is being ready. It includes funds for a dozen huge re-education camps around the country. I'm up for first, yes. Yeah, in January, they'll be carting me off going, well, let's get him out of here. We need to re-educate him. You know, the established Republicans have been trying that for years. It didn't happen. I guess they'll have to give me a lobotomy. That's the only way it's going to work. Because I am probably one of the strongest people out there when it comes to this. I will go after people who make excuses. And it's like the mask thing. I'm telling you. I see so many people go, well, but Dave, when I go in there, it says wear it. Don't wear it. Don't wear it. And I'm telling you, 95% of the time, they're not going to say a word. They're not going to say a word. And you walk in, it is so nice to walk into a place that I shop and seeing other people. I feel like, well, there's a few normal people here. But what's really scary is, do you think everybody else is on the other side? That's what I think of when I see you, by the way. If you are a Republican and you're walking into a place where you see me without a mask, take your mask off and say, I am an American. I'm not a Chinese. When I saw the video I saw earlier with the Chinese guy explaining to the audience, and everybody, by the way, everybody had a white mask on. Oh, yeah, pretty sure that's going to happen. You know, you think it's fun, but I'll tell you what's going to happen. Some loser's going to come out and say, well, we have to have a white mask on because white masks are less likely to transmit the disease than a black mask. And you know what? I can tell you right now, I'll bet you half the Americans would know, well, that doesn't make sense. But you know what? I'm going to do what the experts tell me. The experts, you know who the experts are, really? The experts are some of the greatest brainwashers on the planet. The greatest brainwashers on the planet. Yeah, Funny Farm. That's a good name for it. But you know, and this is why I say this. You know, we get out there and then people. I'm mad. And like I said, there are more and more people getting involved. I will say that for sure. A lot more people get involved. And I applaud those people so much. But we need everybody to get involved. We need, you know, instead of have 100, we need to have 1,000. Because if you don't think it makes a difference, it does. You know, I'll tell you what I think we're going to do that. You know what, Linda? Linda's one of my main people who like to go, and Wendy. Let's go ahead and plan one, and we'll do it in front of the Quality Inn to let our county executive know that he better not be putting a quash on anyone else's business as we put a quash on his that day. I mean, we need to do this. I am not going to sit there and wait until they change things. Oh, and then what do people do? Well, he may get mad. Then we'll do it again and again, because there's no way I'm going to let these people trash our businesses in my county. Look, I feel like I'm the number one defender with these businesses, because a week from tomorrow is when, I think a week from tomorrow is it when they have their next meeting, and they're going to determine what the numbers are. And they better understand, yes, Quality Inn and Festus is back there in the area that Dennis Gannon's dad bought a long time ago when he found out there was going to be a highway there. Look, look, Gannon, you don't have to like me. And Wes Wagner, you don't have to like me. I'm not here to be loved. I'm here to defend the very people you should be defending, because you're not doing it. You know, it was our government that went out to a place and stopped the wedding. By the way, I understand the person that walked in there with the order, which really is interesting, was the Slimeback attorney Derek Good. This is a few months ago, and stopped the reception. I think they let the wedding go on, stopped the reception. Oh, no, well, you'll find out, Cherry. You'll find out. Oh, yeah, we'll let you know for sure. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do my best to at least get the website started. And like I said, anybody out there that's really good at this, you know, help me, work with me. We could do it, you know, but help me. But I'm going to go on there, and I'm going to start putting things on there that we at least have a meeting place and let them know. Now, part of the problem is, of course, that the detractors aren't going to do anything. They're not going to do anything out there. That's one thing about Jefferson County. We don't have many Black Lives Matter people out there telling us to do things. You know, have the mask mandate people out there. Let them come out there. Yeah. You know, it's a bunch of women and a bunch of wannabe women, as far as I'm concerned. They don't have any balls, that's for sure. I remember last time, they please stop. You got to put that mask on. You know, look, folks, I'm infuriated because I'm tired of government running our lives. I'm tired of government destroying people's lives. That's what's going on. All these people out there, I've talked to many businesses, and they said if they do something like a restriction, it's going to destroy them. In fact, in the city, I will tell you right now, they are, and I'm not going to say who. I've been in a few places. They are not following through as much, because you know why? This is what happens. St. Louis County people are getting screwed big time, because St. Louis County people know that they can't dine in So they go out to Jefferson County because most of the people there aren't really following these mask orders. It's nothing. There's nothing that can happen to them. They're just, it's Kelly Vollmer trying to act like she's really tough. But the St. Louis County people are going out to Jefferson County, and they're going to St. Louis City because I was at one of the bars. It's packed. It was packed because, and some of the St. Louis County people I know were there. Unbelievable, isn't it? And so, the powers that be in St. Louis City are going, hey, this is working out. We're getting some of our tax money back. That's what they're doing. Isn't that sad? I don't blame you, Julie. She goes, I go out eating Jeffco. And that's great. We appreciate it. But I feel so bad for the business people who are getting screwed royally. And yes, they're picking winners and losers, you're right. But in St. Louis County, they're getting screwed royally by their own representatives. And they're being threatened by the very people that they pay to work for them. It's time to go after the right people. Number one, you should be calling your council people up, and this Democrats too, by the way. The Democrats. This is one thing. The Democrats in St. Louis County won't stand up for the business people. Why is that, by the way? Why is this the Democrats who claim they care so much about the little people are standing with big business? Why? Think about it. Where is our Republican Party pointing this out and saying, "No, wait a minute. You Democrats say you're with the poor, with the people like the woman in L.A. It's a small business. You're with them, but you're actually going with the fact that this loser who doesn't even obey his own rules, this loser is shutting her down and saying it's okay for somebody else to open up put tents out and do what they're doing." I'm telling you, what is going on here? For me, it's just baffling for me. I don't understand for the life of me why Americans are allowing this to happen. We have a president who actually went out there and did everything we've asked him to do and more. He's done wonderful stuff. The black community should be on their hands and knees thanking him because he changed the look of the black community. Now here's the problem: there are many great black leaders who were on the president's side, who are actually supporting the president. But you got the usual suspects, the loser Democrats who live off of ghettos, who are supporting the Democrats, who love to see those areas blighted, who love to see the garbage going on there, who love to see the black on black crime. Why? The very Democrats who say that, this is what I never could understand. The very Democrats, and this is why the Republican Party has done an awful job in getting these people over on our side, like they used to be. Saying, wait a minute, like when the gentleman, Joe Collins in L.A., he was running against Maxine Waters. Why wasn't the Republican Party out there saying, you have been under, and they weren't doing. Joe Collins was doing it with money, but the Republican Party should be out there all the time saying, do you live in the ghetto? Do you live in an area that has been blighted for a while? Are you afraid to walk out the door because somebody's shooting you? The Democrats have run your area for a long time. They have gone after us, telling us how bad we are. We are the ones pushing for small business to do well. We're the ones that are doing this. And go after these people. They're not doing this. This is why I'm excited about Real Republicans, because these are the things we want to do. And I think we can get them. And I'll tell you what, I would love to make the current Democrat and the current established Republican parties extinct. Yes, I have big plans. I'll probably be dead before it happens. But I would love to see that happen because we really do need to make sure that we have people out there in our party who are supporting the very people they say. You know, right now, even in our own county, Jefferson County, like I said, we have these rallies. Where are these representatives? I want to see them. I do. I want to see them standing up and say, you know what? I'm with the business owners, especially in our county. We don't have enough business owners as it is. And we don't have anybody go out and get new ones. It's bad enough we're losing the ones we got, but we don't have anybody go get new ones. Well, who'd want to come here? Yeah, Joe Collins was awesome. And so, there are some really awesome people, but you notice something? The Republican Party, look, I will say this, the hierarchy of the Republican Party is just like the Democrat Party. Make no mistake about it. Oh, yeah, they are the racist. I have no doubt that the hierarchy of the Republican and Democrat Party are racist. I have no doubt about it. But we don't call them out. Mr. Donnie, I'm glad you're alive and kicking there. We are going to change how we run this country. We are going to do that. I haven't been this excited about something in a long time. Okay, the supervisor, Shay Moss, who yelled out for Georgia GOP observers to go home, is the same woman who pulled the suitcase ballots out from underneath the table when they left. There's no voter fraud here. There's no voter fraud. No. Are we going to allow our country to turn into a third world country? That's what I see it to be. The Chinese are depending on the election to stand with Biden winning. That's what they're wanting because they know they could screw each and every one of us royally. If you are a patriotic American, then you need to stand up and say, this isn't going to happen in my country. You know, for those of you out there, and I'm one of them, who never got to serve in the military, we always applaud the military. But it's for a lot of people, it's a feel good. Oh yeah, it really feels good to applaud the military. Oh no, but I mean it. Right now, we need you in the army of getting our country back. We need a name for it. Real Republican Army. How's that? And we need it. And we need it because our country is being ripped off from us by the Chinese and by the criminals that run our country right now. I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about the deep state that's been running it for decades. They've been selling us down the river for a long time. NAFTA, like Ross Perot said, was going to be a giant sucking sound. Was he right? You damn right he was right. He knew what the hell he was talking about. A giant sucking sound. So we had our people here in our country losing their jobs left and right. And by the way, I want to talk to you union people. Now, a lot of you union people are with Donald Trump. It is time you put the pressure on your other union members and telling them how they sold themselves down the river. By the way, guess whose administration it was when they started putting car plants back in the United States? For you dumbass union members that think that the union is helping you, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. You don't deserve your job. If you actually voted for Biden, you ought to get fired. I mean, if I was, really, Trump did everything he could to bring the auto plants back, the steel plants back, all this stuff, and you are going to vote for Biden, who's done nothing for you? Biden was in the last administration, remember? In the last administration. And share, and I got to tell you something. There are some men out there doing it too. Don't get me wrong. But I have maybe I don't know what to say about this, but I want to tell you, I have been contacted by more women who want to be out there and fight than the men. Now, I'm not saying the men haven't, because we have some that have. They have. But I am so impressed by the number of women that say, no, we can't do this. I see it all the time. And it impresses me so much. I really don't understand how someone doesn't want to be a part of this, that says, you know something, I want to make sure I'm here to help my country come back to life. That's exactly what it should be. Everyone should be out here saying, I want to be part of saving my country. I'm gonna take a break in a minute. I'm gonna play one of my theme song here for a reason, because this, for all you new people out there, yes, I play Republican, but this is not about Republican or Democrat. This is about doing the right thing for your country. And we play this left or right thing, and unfortunately, a lot of people are lazy, and they see an R next to a name, and they go, he's a Republican. And so many of us know better. People that watch this show know better. But, I play this for a reason. Number one, it's one of my favorites because thinking about it just grabs me. But I wanted to grab everybody else, and it's not because you have to like the song, but the words in the song are just so awesome. And I do listen to words, believe it or not. And I just want people to know, to feel the patriotism. It's like a different type of Lee Greenwood song. But it's one where you stand up. If you watch these people in there, they're sitting down, then they start standing up. Not enough of them. And it reminds me what's going on right now. But if you people out there will do what this song is kind of portraying, we can win this. We can win this. And going after. And we can do this. I think if we get enough people out there from all the counties around here to go after these dictators, and I mean go to every place they are and let them know that we are after them, and let them know. And I'm talking, and I'm serious about this. If we and we have to we got to really get serious here, folks. If we have a police chief who is sending her people out to be with the restaurant owners to help close their business, I want to go after her ass too. I don't care if she's a police chief. Yeah, she can arrest all of us. She's not going to. She needs to be telling Sam Page, say, look, they're after me now. Well, do your job. I can't do this because she's still getting her money. And for every police officer out there, you need to start refusing. I'm telling you, if you really believe in what we're talking about here, you need to stand up to your superiors and say, if you fire me, then I'll just sue them. God knows there's plenty of lawyers out there to sue somebody for something. Then sue them. But do not take this garbage of allowing our country to be owned by the left. Because that's what's going on. And watching, if you are the chief of police in St. Louis County, and you are sending your officers out there, you are part of the problem. Have some guts. Again, our sheriff in Jefferson County, Dave Marshak, I applaud you so much. He's not getting involved. He's not doing it. And that's what we have to do. We have to stand up to these dictators. Because if we don't stand up to it, we're toast. We're toast. And as soon as we start standing up, we're going to find out that we have a lot more power than you think. So, all right, I'm going to take a break. I'll be back in a few.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Don't label us left or right. We are American. Not looking for a war, war, but we came to fight. American. Somebody's gotta stand up. Somebody's gotta do what's right. We're rising cause we're fed up. Got our house in order and got yours inside. I am American. That's what I am. It's what I say and what I do. I am American. That's what I am. And I bleed red, white, and blue. And I bleed red, white, and blue. It's not about party, it's about what's right. Our American. Taking back our country, come and join the fight. Our American. Somebody's gotta stand up. Somebody's gotta do what's right. We're rising cause we're fed up. Got our house in order and got yours inside. I am American. That's what I am. It's what I say and what I do. I am American. That's what I am. And I bleed red, white, and blue. And I bleed red, white, and blue. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I am American. That's what I am. It's what I say and what I do. I am American. That's what I am. And I bleed red, white, and blue. And I bleed red, white, and blue. And I bleed red, white, and blue.
Alrighty, there you go. Oh, that's a tough one. Alrighty, that affects me. You know why? Because I watch, you see these kids in these schools, they are being indoctrinated. And we have allowed to do it. You know, in fact, I am so critical of the Republican Party right now, the current. Because we have allowed, and we as citizens have allowed, but Republican Party expect the leaders to lead. And they're not leading, they're leading for themselves. That's all they're doing. They're making sure they get what they get out of it, and that's it. But we have a Republican Party now that's what they do. But we have not. We have allowed these kids that you see in the video to be stolen by the left. There are so few kids in the schools, and by the way, that's Hitler said it best. That's when you have to get them. And for us to allow these leftist teachers all the way up through college to own our children, to be part of BLM, to be part of Antifa, and they are. And to be afraid, to be embarrassed, ashamed of their own whiteness. That's what they're saying, the whiteness. We're ashamed of whiteness. But we have allowed it, folks. I mean, that's what we've done. And those are the things for me that I just can't, I have problems dealing with. We can't do that anymore. We have to get out. There are school elections coming up, and I'm going to be posting this stuff coming up. And I want people to sign up. Now, I want people to work with me and tell me and you don't have to check with me. Don't think that. But, I will help you through this. But our goal is to take over our schools again. How in the world? And don't tell me I don't have kids in school. I don't either. I got grandkids in school. I am not happy with watching my kids go to these schools and turn into leftists. I have grandkids that have turned into leftists. Because they're in there all day long. And they have these leftist teachers. And the school boards, and God knows I know some of the school board members, are gutless. In fact, a lot of them are with them. But the few supposed conservatives we have, and there's not many, but that's because the left owns it. They get their teachers' unions in there, and they go ahead and make sure they got lots of money and make sure they run the schools. The school districts are run by two major people. The ones that are involved with the teachers' unions, and the other ones are the vendors who want to make a lot of money. Oh, they got some connection, or use my husband, use this. It's about the money. It's not about your children. How can you, as a conservative, allow our schools to be run like that? In the video there, the reason I bring up the video so much is because I see these kids sitting there. And finally, someone gets up and says, I'm an American. You know what they're saying now? Now, that guy gets up and he says, I'm an American. Be proud of it. You know what they're doing now? They're in schools. Be embarrassed by it. You are allowing this to happen. And I'm sorry. I'm not the hero guy that has a show that, hey, I'm the guy. Just tell me what to say and I'll do it. I'll make everybody else feel great when I get up there and give a speech. This is about all of us. This isn't about me. And that's the one thing that I have been trying to preach for years. I think it's finally getting through. Actually, I believe in my heart that Trump is still going to win this. I believe in my heart that we have a president that had this planned to get people off their asses. Because I do see conservatives finally getting up and going strong. Not enough. We need more. And I know some people say, well, I wear a mask because I don't care. I see people, I think I see things differently than others. I'm weird. When I saw the Chinese thing, I've got it here somewhere, but when I saw the Chinese thing, and I saw this where all these people in the audience had a white mask on. I see that in our country right now. The elitists run the show. They destroy businesses. They don't care. And we sit back and let it happen. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Well, I'm going to use yours right there, what you said, the bloody Dems stolen from us. I'm going to change that. You know why? Because I believe we are in charge of our own behavior. We have allowed this to be stolen. When we sit back and just do nothing, we have allowed it. When we allow the schools to be run by this, right now, every person out there should be thinking about it. They should be going, you know something? We got to do something. You retired people especially, you irritate me more than anybody because I get more excuses from a lot of you guys. I do. I got other things I could do too. Texas just sued in the Supreme Court. Oh yeah, I saw that where they're suing the other states for not doing their job. In fact, there's something to be said about that. Was that St. Louis Workers Education Society is a front for the Communist Party? Exactly right. And so when we sit back and do nothing, The communists, who we supposedly don't care about, are running our schools. They're running our schools. Why do you think they don't want vouchers? You know, in fact, let me go a step farther with this voucher thing. I know a lot of people don't like public education. I get it. But you know something? You know why I don't like it? Because you are forced to go where your sewer line is. Long story. You're forced to go where you live. If your school sucks and your district is that district, you have to go there. You can kill your baby, but you have no choice to go to school. Oh, yes, you do. But you have to go ahead and pay school taxes and then send them to another school and pay for that. Something really wrong with that. And who doesn't want anything different? The teachers' unions. Why are we allowing that? I have a problem with that. I really do. We should have a voucher system. You know, I know. And look, if the teachers' union doesn't like it, I love it. And here's the whole purpose. Let's say you got 3 children. And you know that your school in your district sucks. You get a voucher for $15,000 or something like that, and you send them to, you get to pick out the school you want. And then what do those teachers say? Yeah, but that school may go bankrupt. They may go out of business. They can't make it. Then maybe they don't need to. Why would you? Because basically all you're doing is paying for crap. The schools would then do something that businesses had to do forever. That's called compete. Do we have any school districts talking about it? No. Do we have it? Here's one for you. Republicans. We have a state that's supposedly dominated by Republicans. Oh, I'm sorry. They got an R next to their name. But let me tell you something. Are those people really on our side? They're voting for mail-in voting. They're voting for all kinds of things that you don't like. Are they putting pressure? Has anybody watching the show today called the governor? Have you called your state reps? Have you called anybody and said, we want you to put pressure on the governor. We want you to put pressure on the county executive. We want pressure on these people. We don't want these businesses closed anymore. We want to get back to normal. We will live with coronavirus. We will live with it. We live with everything else. Why wouldn't we live with this? And it's not, I'm sorry, if you are someone that really believes that you have a right to shut down somebody else's way of making a living, you are not a Republican. You are not. Well, we got to stop the virus. Oh, please. A virus? Did you stop any other virus like that? I'm sick of hearing about the virus. I can't tell you how many people I know. I know a few people have gotten it. And a couple of them got it kind of hard. I actually met someone recently, my friend, well, I'm not going to mention his name, but he got it. And he got hit pretty hard with it. But he's living. He's fine. But you know what? People get hit with flu. It could have been the flu. Who knows? Whatever. It could be hit with all kinds of things. Doesn't matter. We don't force people to close down. We don't do it. And to this day, yours truly has never had a sniffle for me of this stuff. And I guarantee you, I'm out there shaking hands, hugging. I'm doing it all. It's called immunology and virology. Oh, let me tell you something. I will tell you right now, I think every Democrat should get the vaccine. Every one of them. Is there anybody? No, you're probably free to get in text. Is there anybody watching this show right now that would actually get the vaccine? Not me. You know, I don't. You don't fix what's not broken, but they're standing in line. Oh yeah, there's gonna be millions of people. You know, it's gonna remind me of the railroad cars when when they piled them in the railroad cars and took them to the gas chambers. That's what it's going to remind me of. Oh, they get it first. They want it. They're the ones that want it. Yeah, isn't it kind of funny when Trump first, Trump said, you want it, you got it. And if people, like some people on our side say, well, why did he do that? Because he was giving the people what they wanted. If you want the vaccine, let's put it in high gear and let's do it. He gave them what they wanted. Because if he didn't, they'd say, he's not doing anything. He did it in record speed. Oh, by the way, do you notice how corporate America screwed him over there? It was a week after the election. They said, oh my God, we got a vaccine now. Yes. Corporate America, the ones that don't like Donald Trump. And by the way, the vaccine, if I'm not mistaken, is here. I think it's going to be made here. Exactly. Zinc, tonic water. That's what I do. Zinc and tonic water. I take a vitamin too, but that's it. The only thing I take, pharmaceutical wise, is for my blood pressure. And that's because the people won't. You know why high blood pressure? Because I do politics, and I'm infuriated every day with people that make excuses not to defend our country. I really am. When I hear so many excuses, it just drives me crazy. By the way, the phone is working, I think. Let me, it is working, so, okay. I hope. Let me make sure here. Let me make sure. Yep, it's working. Oh, goodness. Got to make sure. Well, I don't know anybody that is going to take the vaccine. I really don't. I don't think anybody around me is going to take it. The best way to do it is to treat your body. One thing I learned a long time ago is if you treat your body right, your body will take care of you. It will take care of you. Most medicines are there to cover up the problem. Very few medicines actually heal. There are some that do, but most of them don't. And I just believe that, we have a God that said, hey, I made you. I know how to take care of it and treat it right. I remember I went to some real estate seminar one time, and this guy threw this in at the end, and he said, by the way, would you, and had nothing to do with anything we were talking about. He said, by the way, how many people here would feed a Big Mac to a champion racehorse? And we all looked at him and was like, no. How about a McDonald's apple pie? And he went through a few things. And this was his little side thing that he was doing in spite of. And he said, here, let me explain something to you. He said, how come you will do that? You won't do that for a horse, for a thoroughbred, but you will feed yourself some of the most garbage food out there on the planet. You know what? Every once in a while, fine, but I do try to eat healthy. I do, maybe a little too much fried stuff here and there, whatever. But I don't sit there and eat Doritos all day long. I mean, any parent, by the way, let's talk about child abuse for a minute here. If you're one of those parents that allow your kids to eat snacks all day, can't figure out why they're way overweight or why they're having problems, you're part of the problem. If you're one of those parents that allow your kids to go to school, have no idea what they're learning at school, you're part of the problem. And if you are a taxpayer, if you are a taxpayer and really and truly care, look, I'm big on the schools. I am sick to death of watching these kids start in daycare. I don't understand why anybody sends their kids to daycare unless they have to work. Yeah, hey, I got one for you. This is the one I never understood. What do you think? Now, there's different ways to look at it, but I remember you've got people who are on welfare, okay, who aren't trying to get a job. They stay home, but they take their kids to daycare that you and I get to pay for. Yeah, they take them to daycare. Now, some people would say, well, they're learning this or that. They really aren't. And not only that, it's their children. Take care of your children at least till they get to kindergarten. But people are complaining about that. It's like, I think kindergarten should be the whole day because, I got things I want to do that day. People that don't work. Oh, yeah. But, Julie, it doesn't matter. Julie says the side effects of this vaccine is nasty to what I understand. You're right. It is nasty. But the people obviously don't care. The people said, that's okay. Give us that nasty crap. We're okay with it. That's oh, I can't wait to see. Hey, you think Democrats are bad now? Just think about it. Oh yeah. Think about it. You know what? And that's just it. People don't even realize where the money comes from. People go, well, here's one for you. In our county, Kelly Vollmer is getting all this CARES money, which, by the way, comes from your pockets. But that's federal. Oh, you don't pay federal taxes? It's coming from your pockets and the pockets of your children and the pockets of your grandchildren. Because believe me, you'll be paying for this for a long time. That's what they're doing. They're putting in our county. They got signs out there. Wash your hands. Oh, thank you so much. They're being your mommy and your daddy. Social distance. When I see that stuff, I go, kiss my butt. I don't do any of that stuff. I wash my hands. I wash my hands no different than I did before. I really do. I mean, I don't wash my hands more. I just wash. I wash them like usual. I usually wash them anyway. But I don't. Every time I walk over to a sink and I wash my hands will be dry. And I don't think it's really made to do that. You're right. Fearmonger. You can't take planes, trains, or buses. Yeah, you ever look at the bi-state buses here in the area? You must wear a mask. We must all be the same. Look, I'll be honest with you. The Democrats have won this. Why? I'm going to go back to what you said, Julie. We have allowed it. We are allowing it today. We have allowed it for a while, and that's it. And you're right. I had a listener for a long time when I had my radio show, and he lived in the Netherlands, and he was telling me that about 65 to 70% of his pay went for taxes. Yeah. That's what you get. They have a VAT tax, which is value-added tax, which is something that every liberal politician will love to have. So you go into Walmart or wherever, you buy something, you pay your local tax, which people keep increasing on themselves. I never understood it. Almost 10%. And then if you let politicians get their way, there'll be another 10% for a value-added tax. How would you like to go in and spend $100 and instead of having $10 more taken away for taxes, you have $20 or more taken away? How would you like that? That's where we're going. Oh, that would never happen. Really? I grew up with taxes being, 3-4% tops? Taxes in our county, in Arnold alone, is almost 10%. 10%. And you know what? Guess how most of those taxes got there? By the voters. Oh, yes, by the dumbass voters. And by the way, Real Republicans is going to change that, because if you notice, the Republican Party is in on this. The current Republican Party is in on this this mess. They are. Make no mistake about it. The current Republican Party has no problem paying more in taxes. Oh, they'll tell you this stuff. We don't overspend. Dr. Neely told me about last time they had a
they had a special session. How the so-called Republicans were just smiling ear to ear, allocating money here and there and everywhere. The health department in our county, which is getting all kinds of CARES money. It's Christmas. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second there, Carl. It's Christmas. And they are out buying laptops for people. They're doing all kinds of things. Hey, it's no big deal. Because you're not saying a damn word about it. That's the problem we have. And when you say nothing about it, this is what happens. We lose. We lose every time. That's my point. I'm tired of losing. I'm like Trump. I want to win. Carl brought up a good point. Actually it's 4.225 is our sales tax in Missouri. How in the world can the sales tax in my area be 5% more? Easy. Every time you turn around, there's some government entity that wants to get more money. In the Jefferson County area alone, if you don't live here, this is in your county too, so just in our area alone, we had 911 said we want to put a 911 system in. I don't know how it worked out exactly. I wasn't living here when it came up, but we're going to put a 0.5 cent sales tax in there for 10 years so we can make sure we have the towers, all the equipment, all that stuff. They did that. They had money coming out of their ears. And in that agreement to start out with, after 10 years, they were going to cut it down to 0.25 cent. That's what their agreement was. You know what happens every single time this comes up? They go to the people who are dumbasses. I'm sorry. People go to the polls and say, "Oh, we want 911." They do no research whatsoever. And 911 gets all this money, and now they're rich. They're spending money like it's going out of style. Oh yeah. The people in charge are making tons of money. That's what happens. The schools. We're gonna have a ballot issue here where we're just trying to get this money to build this school, but after 5 years. We'll go ahead and not a ballot issue, a bond issue, and after 5 years, that tax will disappear. It never disappears. Why? Why doesn't it disappear? Because when the 5 years comes up, when the bonds are paid, they come back to you and they go, "Hey, do we have a deal for you?" And you're going, "Oh, I like good deals. Every American likes good deals." If you go ahead and vote for this, we are going to have so much more money, and we get to put a roof on this school. Something they have neglected to do, by the way. This is what they do because they know you're stupid. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to and we're going to paint this school because we just haven't had the money for that. They got money for turf fields and everything else, but they don't have money to paint this school. The walls are starting to look bad. So they come up to you and they go, "We want to continue this." And guess what? It's not going to cost you another nickel. Isn't that amazing? They're going to get all this money. It's not going to cost you any more money. Well, actually it is. Well, they said it wasn't. Well, actually, when those bonds are done, your tax rate goes down to what it was before it started. Because that bond sunsets. Unless you're dumb enough to do it again. And the voters are always dumb enough to do it again. Because this is how government works. Look, by the way, this is political science. If you want to go watch a political science class in a liberal college, you're never going to get this stuff. Because they don't talk about this stuff. They don't talk about anything like this. That's why, you know what political science is there? How to be a liberal. So I'm trying to teach people about bond issues and stuff like that. So what happens is your tax rate goes down and you get more of your money back. You made the deal. You said, we're going to do this. But what they do, this happens every time, no matter what it is. Some school will be spending $500,000 to change the name of school. Yeah. How do you like that? We have a great idea. We're going to change the name of a school. Isn't that great? We're going to change the name of it. And it's going to cost us $500,000 to do it. Isn't that awesome? And not only that, we're going to change it from Lincoln Elementary to Maxine Waters Elementary or something like that. Oh, yeah. Where they get a real communist in there. Why don't they just go and name it after a real communist? How about Karl Marx? Karl Marx High School. That's what they all are becoming anyway. So why are we doing this? I'm serious. Why are we doing this? Why are we continuing to allow these same people to be this? So we have, okay, in our own area, we got 5%. And, you know, the paramedics come around. I talked to a police officer last week about this. And he said that the paramedics and the firemen are making a mint. Because what they do is they go to the public and they go, yes, we need a 1/4-cent sales tax. Now, look, this is nothing against paramedics and firemen, so don't take it the wrong way. But they are living a pretty good lifestyle. And they have money coming out of their ears. Do you know in Arnold, Missouri, I think it was Rock District, a couple of years ago, they asked for more money, and the people said, why, of course. And then they get mad because their taxes go up. But of course we will. We'll give you 1/4 of a cent. Not realizing it adds up to be 5% more than the state tax. And guess what they bought with your money? Something obviously they needed. They bought bulletproof vests. Now, people would say, well, there could be a situation. First off, in this area where we are, there really isn't a place here where we have to worry about people shooting at firemen. Anything can happen, but that's not a problem we have here. The very deputies in the sheriff's department didn't have any. The firemen who go fight fires, and there's not a whole lot of shooting going on, they have them because the people have said, well, of course we'll give them more money because we don't want to feel bad. We want to make sure that our firemen are taken care of. And by the way, how many really big fires do firemen, and I'm not knocking firemen. They can make a good living. I don't have a problem with anybody making a good living. But it's not like they're out fighting fires every single day. How many times did you drive by, and I've talked to many people about this, how many times do you drive by and you watch the firemen out there playing catch or washing their vehicles? My favorite, getting in a fire truck, I've seen this, and going to McDonald's to get their food. Going in one of their, oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that's what I want done with my fire trucks. Oh yeah. Paramedics. Same way. Paramedics have a little bit more. But paramedics, they get paid. We have paramedics in our county that make more than twice as much than the people on regular jobs. Why is that? And then the sheriff's department is making squat. Their insurance is outrageous. It's really over the top. So why are our police officers making so much less? You know what? When's the last time you saw a fireman go to a riot? When's the last time you saw a paramedic go to a riot, unless there was a problem? But the police officers have to stand there and take the abuse of liberals. There's a problem there. Not sure what you mean there, Carl. Anyway, by the way, the phone is working. Just I gotta make sure I turn it back on if you'd like to call in. But you know, honest to God, folks, you better understand that if we don't change what we're doing. So I'm gonna get back to what I was saying before. Look, you can see, for some of you people out there, you like the headlines, all this stuff. I am more about local government lately than ever before. We have more things going on where people are having their business stolen, and if you are not helping, you are part of the problem. You hear what I said? We are allowing these businesses to be stolen by the very people that you voted for. By the way, I didn't vote for Kelly Vollmer. Now, I bring this up for a reason. Kelly Vollmer can put out all she wants. Kelly Vollmer is our health director here, for those of you who don't know. She can put out what she wants. But we have a sheriff that said we're not going to do anything, but we have a county executive that joined in last time. And it's not going to be a pretty day if he goes ahead and allows and doesn't go out there and say, we're not doing this. We're not going to strangle our business owners. And that's what I'm telling you, Dennis. I'll calm down with you if you at least come out and start supporting the very businesses that are paying your salary. The health department's not paying your salary. And by the way, most of the people that died of COVID were going to die pretty soon anyway. Oh my God, Dave, that's terrible. You don't care about them. Of course I do. But when you're 85 years old and you're in a nursing home, look, I'm getting closer, okay? If I end up in a nursing home, I know that's the next step to a casket, okay? That's just how it is. That's life and death. That's how it is. If you don't get that, too bad. But when you get, and here's something else that gets me. You conservatives love this. The very people that are so concerned about the 85-year-old who has pneumonia and lung disease, COPD, whatever, who's on their last leg, and they get COVID, and that kicks them off even sooner, are so concerned about these old farts, but couldn't care less about that baby. That pregnant woman that says, hey, kill it. What the hell? I don't want it. You talk about allowing stupidity to happen every single day. So I think it's been time for a while that we do stand up. So you know something? Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing more shows this week than usual. So tomorrow's not my last show. This week I'm going to do more shows. Let's put it that way. I know I'm going to do 4, maybe 5, not sure. So after, I see what you're saying. So here you go. You have, oh God. Okay, here it is in the district here. This is how it works usually. In Rock Fire District, in Ambulance District. Was it fire? It was fire, right? They got so much money, they went out and bought boats. We generally don't have a problem here. And by the way, the river is in between St. Louis County and St. Louis City, whatever. I mean, St. Louis County and Jefferson County, the Merrimack River. But they went out and bought boats. Hey, we got money coming over ears. Your tax money. And I remember going to the polling place one time and seeing those guys who were saying, vote for this tax increase. I'd say, guys, I know you work hard on this stuff, but I'm not voting for it. Why? I said, because you're sucking the life out of taxpayers right now. You've got plenty. You've got some big, beautiful firehouses. You got all kinds of stuff going on. And you want more? At what point are you going to stop sucking the life out of taxpayers? I personally don't like when I go and I want to support the people in my area, but when the tax rate is 9, almost 10%, you know what? If I have a big purchase, say $1,000, I save some money, don't I? I save $50. I could go to a place where the tax is under 5%, I can save money. Might not mean much to you, means a lot to me. How about a $10,000 car? There you go. Of course, with that, you have to pay in your area. If you live in Arnold, they've got this set up so well. If you live in your area, you pay taxes in your area. I don't know how all that stuff works. All I know is that you don't get away with it. As soon as you go get the license, they go, oh, you live in Arnold. Well, you have to pay the Arnold tax. You got to pay this tax, that tax, whatever. I mean, that's how it is. So, by the way, if you make $100,000 a year and say they take $15,000 out for taxes, you say, I make $85,000. No, you don't. How many people have actually stopped and thought about how much they pay in taxes? Okay, let me see. Let's say, for instance, you spend $20,000 of that at a 10% tax. It's almost 10%. Might as well say that. So subtract that. You buy anything, it's going to cost you sales tax and all kinds of other things. You pay your utility tax, you pay your real estate tax, you pay your personal property tax. We go on and on and on. All of a sudden, at $85,000 you're making, is like, damn, that went quick. Well, you know what, Jim? You're right, but I'll tell you, because of the stupidity of St. Louis County, the tax revenue going into Jefferson County, it has exceeded last year's. Because the people in St. Louis County are coming out here. You know what bothers me, though? You get these dumbasses in St. Louis County who don't like their restaurants being shut down and won't do anything about it. They walk into the restaurants out here with their mask on, and then they demand that they be farther away from somebody else because we don't have that issue right now. St. Louis County, you had to be so far away. We don't have that in Jefferson County. They're trying to push that, by the way. And they demand, they come here as like, hey, you're in our area now. If you don't like it, take your happy ass back and get a takeout. In Jefferson County, we don't do that. I've heard that from waitresses that they say, well, I don't feel comfortable. Don't you know we should socially distance? As 6 people sit at the table. Can't fix stupid. You're right, gas tax revenues are down. Well, they won't be down with me because when we go somewhere, I won't be flying. There's no way I'm flying with a mask on. It's not going to happen. The airline industry is down tremendously. But it's because of the Democrats. Oh, wait a minute. Democrats and establishment Republicans. You know, the ones that are out there saying that Donald Trump is needs to just go ahead and concede. If you have a Republican saying that Donald Trump needs to concede, you damn sure better know that they are not on our side. And we are going to do everything we can not to have it. Hey, Cully, I'll come down to your area. We'll start real Republicans down here, too. I'm always looking for a reason to get out of town anyway. But, and by the way, if you're in another county, once we get this started, I'll be more than happy to talk to you about this, even come down to your county and talk to you about it and see if you want to do it, because we do have a few counties already ready to go. They want to join in. That's what they're doing. Because they don't want the Republican Party we have right now. The Republican Party we have right now is a joke. And I have to do this. There are some Republicans, like Dan Shaw, who likes to write mail-in voting bills. And he wants a promotion. He wants to be your next senator. Oh, yes. I'm waiting for him to slug me next time I see him. I don't care. Let him do what he's got to do. He's a wuss. But anyway, he's the one that's writing the mail-in, and he wants to be your next senator. Now, for everybody right now who watching this show, would you want to vote for somebody that likes mail-in voting? Oh, but would they have to have it notarized? Whatever. You see what happened, mail-in voting. President Trump has had to go work in 10,000 different ways to try to win this election because of the mail-in voting. Well, it didn't happen here. I think a lot of us put pressure on these people to begin with, but it didn't happen because we are a Trump state. It was not a state they had to worry about. It should have never been done, though. because what it did, it gave license to other states, and really, it's given in to the Democrat demands. It really is. It's so interesting how the people with COVID will gladly go to Walmart. I mean, not with COVID, that believes in COVID, that believes in masks, will go to Walmart, and they will walk through Walmart like no big deal, except they'll look at you and say, put your mask on. I may get sick. Oh, well, then you shouldn't be out there. I told you on that next door thing, I got a kick out when this gal says, I think all you people that don't wear masks ought to stay home. In other words, I'm afraid of the world, so would you do it? You know, maybe we ought to do that for a week, 2 weeks. Let all these maskers get all infected to each other big time. Get it over with, and that's it. And please understand, I don't have anything against people who wear masks. I really don't. I have a problem with people that wear masks because they're being polite. Because I told you, I don't, and I have a couple people I know watching right now that don't agree with me, but, we're still friends. I love the guy. He's a great guy, but I'm not even going to mention his name. But, the point is that the masks don't work. They don't work. And I'm not a very considerate Republican because I don't like giving in to, I don't want to be a Democrat. You know what? I have an idea. Everybody that wears a mask voluntarily must wear a mask. And you know what? This will probably happen. Everyone that wears a mask voluntarily, this is going to irritate some people, should say, I am a Democrat. That's what it should say. I am a Democrat because I'm doing what I'm told. What? You can't go anywhere in Kirksville without wearing one? Kirksville? Look, let me tell you right now. This is not about infections. People, please understand, COVID and the places that have shut down, it is not about infections. Don't ever think it is. It's about CARES money. CARES money is money that these different areas are getting, and the health departments, you probably have the same thing going on there. The health departments, are getting rich beyond belief. They're a mask mandate, but Donnie, I'm telling you right now, you probably don't know what your health department is. It may not be part of your government. It doesn't make a difference because bottom line is politicians love money. They love money. Politicians love to spend money. And if you actually believe this is about COVID, this is not about COVID. I mean, for those of you that think masks work, the directions on there says, not that I say directions, but, basically the directions say this doesn't work for COVID. But with the magic of government, where was my speech here? The magic of government, it works. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is my little speech I was going to give. I may use it anyway. Our biggest problem isn't COVID. Our biggest problem is extremely weak leaders that we have entrusted to protect our liberties, which they are failing miserably. These same leaders work with hospital administrators who I believe are looking for more business, but telling us the opposite. They're saying the hospitals are full, but what they fail to tell us is that the measurement isn't by the number of beds, but by the staffing they have. I'll tell you what is fatal. People put their life savings up to invest in a business, and government basically shuts them down to stop a non-fatal virus for most. They go bankrupt or have family issues due to stress that these people are putting them through. That is every damn politician and every voter that agrees with that. This is my speech I was going to give. So, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit before. right on the packaging, it says, it will not provide any protections against COVID, but by the magic of government bureaucrats and politicians, they override the packaging, and so as now should say, government says, ignore the warning on the box. It's all good. As far as I'm concerned, put a mask on, suck in your own poisons that you should be exhaling and get sick. Then we will have some very sick people. Already met a few people who got sick from the mask, but those people don't count. So there's people out there that have to wear a mask all the time. They have gotten sick from the mask. They say some parts of pneumonia is starting to rise, things like that, and they attribute it to the mask. Do you hear that on TV? Of course you don't hear it. Are you sick of it? I am. I'm sick of the fact that we, as voters, have allowed this stuff to happen. I really, we're going to change this. We are going to change this. We're going to have people out there that are going to do things. And so I'm going to the health department to see what the latest is here real quick. Oh, wow. Week 48. You ready for this? COVID-related deaths, 0. COVID-19 deaths per 100,000 week, 0. You know what they're going to attribute to that to? To a mask man, to the mask order. And not only that, they're going to attribute to it. They're going to say, not only is it better, but if we do it again for another week or 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to have down next to nothing. You sure in the hell are. There are businesses already suffering. And you're going to make it worse. Oh, here we go. A 32% positive rate is what they're saying. I don't believe any of these things. And let's say it's a 32% rate. Let's say there's 32% rate. I don't believe it. Because, by the way, most of these COVID tests are not right. In fact, I just read recently where was it 75% of the tests are inaccurate. So they're saying they're up to 33% now, basically. Okay, there's no deaths, but what they're going to do is just say, yeah, but there's 33%. So we need to do it because we need to make sure there's no deaths. Hey, guess what? This time of year, there's a lot more flu and colds going on, isn't there? A lot more. A lot more flu. They go to the hospital. You know, do you know some people don't even realize that you go to the flu for you go to the hospital for flu? They don't even realize it. They go, I didn't know that. We live in a world of communication. We have information over the top everywhere. And what do? Now, Doug, I don't know how to. I am not even going to attempt to read what you said. Here, I'll read this. I'm not going to try. Doug is involved with medical technology stuff. And 1, 2, 3, okay, 2 nutty words or 2 more nutty words can be caused by contaminated and moist makes ripe for bacteria. I got that part. You think I would try this out? I'm not going to waste my time. You know what? You're right. Dr. Neely says if you're sick, stay home. If not, enjoy your life. But Donnie, he's a physician. What would he know about it? Doug, he's in medical technology. He worked in the lab for many years. What does he know about it? They know nothing. You are supposed to go ahead and do what the health department tells you when they have no deaths. And not one person on the health department has any medical training. But Dr. Fauci does. Let's listen to the guy that tells us what we want to hear. You know, Dr. Fauci at one time said no mask. All of a sudden he says mask. This has happened in so many ways. Oh, and if you notice what they say, no churches. Churches, you must shut down. You must shut down. But if you go to a casino, you're okay. I didn't even realize this. Did you know the casinos are open? In St. Louis County, the casinos are open. I wonder how they do that. I don't know. I won't go in a casino, especially with a mask on. But you go in a casino. Has anybody here watching right now been in a casino? When you go in a casino, if you sit at a blackjack table, can you sit next to each other? Why let our health department control our lives? We're doing our best here to make sure it doesn't happen. We're making sure. We're going to surprise our health departments soon. We're going to surprise a few people soon. Because we're going to go after these people and say, no, it's not going to happen. You're not going to shut us down. Look, St. Louis County may be weak, and I don't mean any offense to you guys, but I've had a couple people. Where's all your heroes, by the way? Where's all your, what you got to ask somebody from Jefferson County to go there and lead a charge? And you know what I got to hear from somebody? This is why I don't want to do it. Why don't we just do a drive-by? It might be cold outside. You know who to tell that to? Why don't you tell that to the business owner right now in St. Louis County that is going bankrupt, who can't pay their mortgage, they can't pay their utility bills, who's getting cold in their house? Why don't you tell them? Tell them how brave you are and how much you're behind them. When you say, but I'll sit in my car and I'll go by and honk. I'm sorry. Get off your butts. Get in there, get out there, and let them know you mean business. Look like you're ready to storm the place. That's what we have to do. How many drive-bys? Here you go. How many drive-bys? This is why I get pissed off at conservatives. How many drive-bys do you see Black Lives Matter do? Well, we don't want to be like them. We aren't like them. We don't destroy property. We don't start fights. We finish them, but we don't start them. But, they are standing up. Now, I realize that since we are not Black Lives Matter or we're not Antifa, that we are super spreaders, according to the left. But I really, this is something, I remember somebody one day saying, Dave, you need to be nicer to the media because they're going to say negative stuff. And I go, what? When did they ever say good stuff about us to begin with? Why in the world would I be nice to a bunch of jackasses that are trashing us every single day? Why? Why would I do that? I'm trying to figure that out. Please help me out. I'd like to know. Bundle up. You're right. That's exactly right. I will go out there. Look, if my body isn't... Look, there was a day when I go out in that weather with T-shirt on. Those days are over. My blood doesn't move as much as it did before. But I'll still get out there and I'll do what I have to do. I'll wear gloves now. I was really weird when I was young. I didn't wear gloves. I didn't like wearing gloves. Say mask down. Yeah. You know what? If worse comes to worse, if you go into a place and you wear a mask, walk on the door and pull the mask down below your chin. That's what you do. In fact, here's how you do it. I know some of you people are going to like this. The ones where they got the mask Nazis in there, there's a way of doing this. Walk in there knowing you have to wear a mask. Go in there and grab a cart and fill the cart up with as much as you can. Make sure there's a lot of dairy in there and frozen and the rest of it. And then, after you do this, pull the mask down and go to the checkout line. If they say, we're not going to check you out, leave the full cart right there for them. Leave it. Now, some people don't like this. Say, well, Dave, we're not like that. You know what? This is a fight, my friends. This is not time to be a wuss. It's time to let them know, it's like, damn, these people are pissed off. I like a fighter. I don't like wusses. Anytime I go somewhere and somebody says, oh, that's too hard, then go somewhere else. Go where else, you know? You got thrown out of Arnold QT? You know what? I got to tell you, Doug, I never go in those places. I have my card. I put it out there. I don't even waste my time. We're like not in control. You know something? There's a time, it's not like we're tearing places up. It's not like we, hey, let them work their butts off and put the stuff back. But you know something? It's time that we start standing up. The real Republicans are going to stand up. We're not out there to really cause trouble. Now, you may think, oh, that's trouble. Too bad. Look, we have to be a lot more aggressive than the current wussy fights that we have out there. Look, I'm sorry. I had to cool some people off at the last one. They said, Dave, we're ready for violence. I go, well, I totally get it. But that's not who we are. But if that's the worst we do, oh well. To me, it's like soaping a window. Remember back when you were a kid during Halloween? If you soaped a window, you were a terrible kid. Now, that's light stuff. That's no big deal. Now you soap your window on purpose. You were asked to leave Walmart because you didn't have a mask on. You know, it's really interesting because in our area, the Walmarts do not do that. Even the ones where in St. Louis County there's a mask mandate. I haven't been to Walmart in St. Louis County. I think Linda has. But I haven't been to, I don't really shop in St. Louis County that much. So I don't know. But in my county, they have these mask orders. A couple of them up there, they have it. You know what? It's their business. They have a right to do what they want to do. I just don't shop there. I don't spend my money there. If I know for a fact, like Doug, you said the QT there, if they say you have to have a mask to go in there, which is really crazy, I won't get my gas there. I just won't. I go to Sam's and get my gas. And I never have to wear a mask when I walk in there. Look, I know some people don't like Sam's. I get it, Walmart, whatever. But they're not making me do things that like Costco and QT and the other ones are making me do. I refuse to do it. I am not wearing a mask because you tell me. You have a right to run your business the way you want. Well, we used to. Oh, wait a minute. You know what's really interesting about that? Is that the same ones that say you have to wear a mask, say QT, whatever, say in St. Louis County, are still open. But the restaurants are closed. Oh, I think, help me out with this one. Hey, Doug, you are a medical guy. Can you tell me what the intelligence here for some of these places that were closed down in St. Louis County, that they can put a tent outside and the people can dine in the tent, but they can't dine in the dining room? Can you tell me, do the germs not like tents? Do they not go into tents? Is that what it is? I mean, I don't know. You are the medical guy. So can you help me out there? Why in the world is it okay to dine in an outside tent? I'd like to know that. There's got to be some special reason. I'd like to ask the brilliant ones making these rules. I mean, can you imagine? By the way, most of the people in health departments don't have that. I'll wait for Doug to give a response. There's a little delay here. Why? Can you tell me? Is there anything better about being in a tent over being inside? I mean, do the COVID germs do they not like it out in tents or what? I mean, there's got to be something. We know they don't like it when people are sitting down. If and that's something I don't get it. Before, the rules were that when you went into a bar, restaurant, whatever, you had to wear it until you sat down, and then COVID said, I can't do anything because you're sitting down. I don't get it. Roost Crisp is like that? What's that? Oh, they have an outside? I didn't know Roost Crisp was still around. Where are they now, by the way? I quit going to Arnold Sports Clips because their mask requirement when they don't have the requirement at the Festus store. Yeah, isn't it weird? I don't get it. Well, by the way, I go to Exist. I did. I stopped going to my gym because they tell me, I knew it was funny. They tell me that that I have to wear a mask when I walk in the door to the desk, which is about 15 feet. I feel like I'm in a bar. And I just better air circulation if the tents have no walls. Yeah, that's right. But it's cold outside. They have walls. Oh wow, I can't believe it. So they can eat outside, but they can't eat. Oh my, I gotta go. You know what? I can't take this much stupidity in one day. Oh God, it's amazing. All right, everybody. I do have things I have to do besides this, and like I said, I'll be doing a show tomorrow and Thursday, and if I'm really any good, I may do it Friday. Intense, I get it. Ventilation. You think the ventilation's out better in the tent? I guess because it's not leaking. I don't get it, because I don't get that, because don't they have ventilators in the buildings? I mean, if nothing else, you make sure that you have really good filters or whatever. Of course, we all know that none of it works anyway. It doesn't work. And by the way, if you're outside, you ever notice this doesn't work like it should? I don't get it. Anyway, all right, well, stay tuned. I will be, remember, it's realrepublicans.net. There's nothing on it yet. There will be, so give me time. I don't know if it'll be much on today. I have a job I have to do, a couple jobs I have to do, but be ready for our next protest. And I want to see how many real Americans are out there, because honestly, if you really care about your fellow Americans, take the mask off. Don't listen to the bullshit of the Democrats. Take the mask off and meet us where we were going to be. We're going to do a couple of protest rallies at the people and let them know. Catch COVID now so you don't need the vaccine. There you go. You know what's really interesting, because that's really how it works. Well, Doug, there's no common sense to any of it. You know it. So, okay, everybody. Well, hey, thanks for listening, watching, whatever you're doing. And I'll be back tomorrow. I promise you that. If you decide, get in touch with me. If you are a website person, I would love to talk to you. You can help me out a lot, because it's not my thing. I do what I have to. Look, if you think I just do this show and that's it, I usually get up an hour and a half before and do my show, get my the stuff done before, and then I do a lot of stuff in daytime when I'm not out doing jobs. So anyway, so all right, thanks so much for listening, and I will see you tomorrow.
You can't quit. And why not? Because you're fired.
You can't fire him.
Why not?
He quit.
Over? Did you say over? Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
German? Forget it, he's rolling.
And it ain't over now. Because when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Who's with me? Let's go! Come on! Ah! Thanks. I needed that.